recording started. Okay, so let's take a look. I mean, I guess we wait for a pullback, and then if we get a textbook long, we take that.
Dude, do you want to see something hilarious?
What?
Dude, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Bro,
The stream, go for it.
no. I'm not streaming this. By the way, who's in this FU long here? Anyone?
I just got back, so no.
Dude, look at this. You're gonna laugh. All right, what's going on, guys? I just entered this 2-minute long. It's about a 4 hour. I'm not gonna take any partials. Not gonna, yeah, pretty much just gonna hold 75 points. And if this does hit, I will be very green in the day. But yeah, we'll just watch it. I might do some stuff in between here too. So is it working?
Mm-hmm.
Keep watching. Watch. This is where it gets good.
Oh my god, are you gonna eat shit?
Dude, I had to throw it out, bro. I'm up like 10K, bro. I'm low-key frustrated right now. What's up with you? Dude, isn't that so funny?
Yeah, you got cooked.
Oh my god, bro. That was the best. Dude, I am posting that. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's good. Good content.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
You got the PM play, bro. This would have been the long setup that PM would have taken, but
yeah,
just wasn't there.
I know. Banger, right?
Uh-huh. That was a good trade. I would have taken that if I was on. What's up, Austin? So PM is cooked. I mean, yeah, our buy side draw is pretty bad. I don't really want to short. Or would I have gone break even? It's tough because you see this gap get put in, and you're like, okay, it makes sense for us to pull back here to balance this. So you really want to go break even and risk us just IO betting this and then heading higher, especially when the draw is just so obvious and we've inversed everything to the upside on a higher time frame. Well, maybe not actually. You know what I mean? The 4 hour we inverse, right? I mean, you're basically just taking this long in the lower time frame off the 4 hour. Oh, I don't know. I like it. Okay, so this morning we were bullish, right? Coming into open. Did this long close above or no? Oh, we did. Okay. Oh, wait, maybe. Did anybody just enter off the open candle here? You guys came in bearish? Interesting. Is it because the equal lows here? You guys were just like, all right, yeah, we need to see these get hit. LR and equal lows. I think if I see this candle off open, I'm bullish. That's just me. At least a London high. And then look for a short. This short would have been really good if we would have gotten it. But yeah, now that we're at all-time highs, I don't know. I don't know what to do. We can just look for, I don't know. All I'm doing is eating a Chipotle bowl right now. So took a long 5-minute gap and got break even also. That 1 minute long and 15-minute delivery as well. True, yeah, that tiny gap there. One minute 9:42. That was a good trade. I see the vision. Not a typical reversal time though, right? We would expect price to reverse at 10 a.m. here if this is our Judas swing and we're coming up to tap this 4 hour and get a reaction from there, maybe off 50. That would kind of be the best case for being bearish there. So when we get 50 here at 9:42, okay, cool, right? Maybe we just come down, but we don't soup this. We make a higher high. So at this point, 50% isn't being respected. Maybe we make a manipulation like higher. After this candle gets put in, I'm not looking for shorts until 10 a.m. and I might actually even take this long because price here is telling you that, okay, we just don't want to be bearish. This is like your moment where you should have realized that we're putting in the market maker buy model to run previous day high. Like literally right here when this gap gets inverse. Because if we were truly bearish, we should have pivoted right here. We should have market structure shift to the downside. And then you're going to watch for 10. You're going to watch 10 a.m. here. And then when you see 10 a.m. inverse the 4 hour, that's when you're like, okay, longs are just, that's the only thing that's possible today. And then you try and take this long here, you get break even. Then you try and take this long here, and obviously that wins. But honestly, I don't see a play you lose on bearish here. This play you get break even because this is up like what, 15 points. I mean, maybe you take an L on this. Maybe you take it. But this is the only losing bearish play I see. Everything else is whatever. Plays break even. Yeah. You took that L on eval. Yeah, if I was in a short, I would have just reversed position there. But yeah, no. Bingo. I didn't catch anything today, but that's because I wasn't on the charts. We went to the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. What would you have taken an AM if I was? That 2 minute long. This long, probably. I maybe would have shorted, but after seeing this much momentum, I probably would have waited for 10 a.m. But it's all hindsight, so I'm whenever I'm looking for a typical AM reversal, I'm always going to be eyeing the macro. I'm never going to be looking for a reversal before them. If you look back through backtesting or whatever, you'll notice that every single time you try and look for a reversal before the macro, it just struggles to play out. Took a short to 10 a.m. low. Okay. Check the DM I sent you. It's about that long. That's a fine break even. We were talking about it, and you probably want to go break even at this 3 minute. But where I said I would be concerned is, okay, we put in a gap. And we've talked about this in the past. Anytime we put in a gap after an inverse, that gap almost represents as like a risk your trade being break even unnecessarily, because all price wants to do is balance this inefficiency. And if we're bullish, we want to head higher here. So maybe it makes more sense to wait to go break even after this high gets reswept. It's literally up to the trader to get break even here or not. If you have a lot of conviction in previous day high getting hit, which you should because the 4 hour gets inversed, then you don't go break even here. So I think in this scenario, you don't go break even until after this gap gets balanced. Because you should have conviction at this point that we're going higher, right? It's almost worth the risk too because of how high risk reward it is. What about re-entering a trade a few minutes later? You can, but you're decreasing your risk to reward. And I mean, it could be the same problem. But yeah, I mean, a potential re-entry here would be this mechanical FU long here, and then going break even at this high. Or even with the 30-second here, but then you're probably getting break even for sure. It's just too close to the high. This is the best inverse. All the best inverses are going to be from the lows, especially on confirmation setup, the lowest possible point. Okay. So yeah, little tip today. If you have conviction in a play running to a draw, and we haven't swept out an obvious high, like here's your obvious highs, right? Swing high, swing high. Does this high really seem that obvious? Not really, right? So one way that you can tell if a high is obvious or not is if you go through the time frames, and if it appears on those other time frames, it's a good high to look for. This high here simply appears on the 1 minute and 2 minute, not really the 3 minute, right? The 4 minute it disappears, 5, and so on, it disappears. But this high remains intact through all those time frames, right? So this high, you know, is a good high to target. So if we hit this high, for sure go to break even. But if there's any of those highs that are in the way, or there's a fair value gap that's unfilled or whatever, that we tap into, maybe it's best to wait for that gap below to be rebalanced. And of course, if it loses, you're going to hate yourself for doing it, but that's why you only do it in conditions where you have a lot of conviction in a target being hit. Specifically, you know, when the higher time frame aligns with a lower time frame, right? The only logical place left for price to go when this 4 hour gets inversed is the high. We talk about that, right? Whenever we establish order flow is completely bullish or completely bearish, we expect either the external high or external low to be hit, right? And so this 4 hour getting or inversing tells you, okay, order flow is completely bullish to that up. But yeah, in lower probability conditions, if the high isn't certain, go break even, you know, at that 2 minute, at that high inside the gap. Those are good places to go break even. A little bit of mechanical versus subjective, you know, moving your stop to break even, right? We talk about mechanical versus subjective entries. Same thing here, mechanical versus subjective break evens. Yeah, exactly, Austin. So what we do whenever we're trying to establish, okay, what the bias is we look at order flow plus draw on liquidity, right? And so as long as our order flow is bullish, we're going to remain bullish. How we establish what order flow is what gaps are being respected and disrespected, okay? So in this instant here, bullish for value gaps are being respected, right? We can see this one here on the 3 minutes being respected, and so on and so forth, these gaps here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look for one of these gaps that's been supporting price multiple times, and that is going to be kind of our point of interest, and we're going to watch that gap to see if it gets inversed. Then that's kind of our order flow switch, right? So right now this 3 minute gap stands out to me because it's obvious and it's sent price to a higher high once, and we came down, tapped into it again, and we're kind of making a higher second time. So if this 3 minute gets inversed plus this 15, I will probably switch bearish to this low. right? And then we'll keep an eye on this gap. If this gap breaks, then we'll be bearish to this next gap, and so on and so forth. Okay? So as long as we're supporting this, I'll be bullish. Does that make sense? Yeah, Paula. Essentially, the best inverses are going to be the ones that catch the low of the range, typically after a liquidity sweep. Everything else after that is going to be chasing entries, and they're going to be lower probability and worse risk reward. So here is where we get the liquidity sweep. That first inverse back up after the liquidity sweep is going to be your best entry. Not this inverse up here, the confirmation, not this one, this one. In most cases, specifically V-shape, or when we get an SMR. Yeah, for sure. All right. Somebody told me to check the gold chart. There's a 5-minute long. I am good, but wow, 4,100 on gold is coming up. This is just craziness. There's the lunch highs. So we could potentially see a short from here. Let's check ES, see if there's an SMT. Do have an SMT there. See, because wait, we made equal highs. ES. Gold is $4,080 an ounce. Yeah, I had some gold. No, I'm not married yet. Would you say that if we see like today that London is swept, but we don't get the reversal at 10, that would indicate even more that price just wants to go up? Exactly, yeah, Seb. Exactly. FOMC minutes in 10 minutes. Will it do much? No, it won't. Burmar, I got very lucky. My grandfather handed his gold down to me. I got an ounce from him. And I think he bought it at like 300 or $250 now. I think it makes more sense to wait for ES to take out its equal highs. These are going to be a pretty good draw. Yeah, my great grandfather was a great guy. He served in World War II, and he was an orphan at 12 or 13, and he had to take care of all of his brothers and sisters. And then he just lived out the American dream, started a family, started multiple businesses. He had real estate. He never gambled. He lived by the ideology that a penny saved is a penny earned. This 5 minute or 1 minute short looks pretty good. I'd probably take like a third risk short on this play. Funded. Go break even at PM low. Target lunch lows maybe. Is shorting here smart? It's not the best play we could take, but it's mechanically an A plus setup. We do have draws below. We have the 1 hour. And it is during the macro, so in all other scenarios here, this would be about as A plus as it gets. I'm going to take this with 2 micros, put $50 risk on the table. That's it. I don't think this even triggers, though. Oh, also, I don't know who told me that Contessa was a tourist trap. It was like trying to be New York, and then it kind of sucked. But you were right. I think it might have been maybe Boston George. But yeah, if you're in Boston, Contessa's a cool vibe, really good service. Food is not that good. It's just overpriced. One minute looks best. I think so. 2 minute and 1 minute will close at the same time now. Yeah, this 4 hour gap that we create will become our target. If we can get past lunch lows and sell off through this gap. Did you take with news though? Yeah, this news doesn't really matter. Did I take anything this morning? No, I wasn't trading this morning. So no 2 minute inverse there. S&T, yeah, we have a bearish S&T at the high. Lunch lows, right? Yeah, that's the first target. Second target would be the 4 hour. Oh, lunch highs being the SMT? Yeah, I think so, yeah. PMI, lunch highs, yeah. What's happening with FOMC? It's just like a meeting minutes thing. There's not going to be any like movement from the market though from it because we already kind of know what the Fed wants to do, and I don't think there's going to be any surprises in the notes. How do I turn off streamer mode? Yeah, I fixed it. How's everything going though? Great. Great. Yeah, we went to a museum this morning. It was nice and rainy in Boston. Great fall weather. We're going to dinner this evening with a friend. Let's check. No, I still don't have a working camera for some. I don't know why MNQ just spiked 15 points above NQ, but cool, I guess. Bert, was he a guru? Oh, would this be a data high? I suppose. That seems like a very bearish reaction. No inverse. We left equal highs. I just don't think we're going to inverse it. And now it's like so choppy. I wouldn't have been stopped out on the short. I would still be in it if we would have gotten the entry before news. Oh, but on micros, yeah, that would have sucked. If I may ask, why are you shorting all-time highs? Well, what else am I supposed to do, Chris? Where else am I supposed to target? Will we ever leave all-time highs? Yes, we will leave all-time highs when the AI bubble finally pops. When there's a wave of tech sector earnings that miss expectations and the growth stagnates, that's when the bubble will pop. Now, here's the thing. You guys find it odd that instead of using AI for other business ventures, like more lucrative in high paying industries, the tech sector is now pivoting to using AI for social media. We could be using it for medical care, engineering, teaching, all these different applications, yet their new focus is pivoting to creating a new AI social media app where you can create AI generated social media content. And they're going to run ads on that. That doesn't really scream like a very successful, like, company, if that's what they're pivoting towards, you know? Why would that be their goal right now? It almost seems like a last ditch effort to turn their company profitable. I'll be taking this entry, by the way, if we get it. OpenAI, Sora. I'll take the one. I'll take it on funded. Like, I don't know. I think AI is like so overhyped. It's gonna take many years, probably 5 to 10, for there to be practical application that actually affects the business world and engineering and medical medicine. Like all we're seeing are these stupid art applications that don't actually provide any value and are only putting marketing teams out of business. I'm a pessimist on it though. No, Fahrenheit. I'm not of the position that I don't think it's ever going to work. I think that AI will continue to advance, and we will see, you know, more and more application. But as of right now, it doesn't justify the evaluations. You guys are simplifying my argument. Tesla hasn't done it. Tesla is 7 years behind on the promises they made about robotaxis. It's what I'm expecting with AI too. They'll be 5 to 10 years. Did NQ sweep? No. Why do I like this 1 minute? Well, now it's a significant gap, but I don't know. I like it. Wow, 250,000 views. Oh yeah, Con. It's the same thing as the dot com bubble. There was all this hype. There was all these promises, and then the internet didn't provide on those promises, and then the market crashed, and it took 10 years to get back to where the market was. I think we're looking at a more accelerated timeline of that. I think QQQ puts for 26. Yeah, UNH is. I checked this morning. They were almost at what, 370? Wow, yeah, 370. Dapper not scamming the elderly, scamming everybody for their time, for their data. That's what Sora 2 is trying to do. But I think it's just one big scam. Because why are you pivoting your business model to focus on people's attention versus actual practical applications if your technology was actually viable? And I'm not saying that AI isn't like super or going to be super important and powerful, but at this moment, how do you monetize it? How do you monetize AI as like the company OpenAI, other than like a monthly subscription? But it's open source, I thought. And there's like a bunch of other options. Like it's almost like a race to the bottom as far as like the um the monthly subscription, you know, revenue model because everybody has their own model, their own LLM that they use, and it's all the same business model of generating some monthly recurring revenue through subscriptions. So all you have to do is just outprice your competitor and you become the better option. Like every new month, each company puts out a better and better model. So I don't know. Okay, got it. No, I haven't. All right, it's time. It's in 3. I like float. Float's a great guess. Uh-oh. Okay, so we reswept the high. I wouldn't take this. This wouldn't give me conviction in price and the downside. Honestly, I think the 2 minute long today was good, but you got break even on that, so I don't know, Vert, because I haven't really been trading AM. There's still 2 days left in the week, though. Be optimistic, I guess. Chaos would have been a good one, but so it's gonna be O. So maybe AON. Could be like Axiom. Ooh, that would have been crazy. Okay. Annoying 4. I just had to get the vowels placed. Okay, so we get a 1 minute inverse to the downside here. Obviously, I said I wouldn't take this because it just doesn't tell us anything about price actually reversing. But what I've been thinking about doing is upping my risk and just like taking really great setups with high risk. 20% of the account. Paula, at this point, I need to see this gap break. Yeah, I'm gonna do like 550K. Yeah, yeah, one trade today. Then if I see another setup, I might size down. I'm thinking about doing it, Vert. I haven't done it. I'm still sticking to my current rules, but I don't know. I've built up a bit of a buffer, so copy trading Wesley. Yeah. Copy trade Paula. I'm turning on connections. I think today's just cooked. I don't think we get a play. Remake alternative pearl, river best, eggshell, oyster, garage, nail, gloss, select arena, classic, elite, flower, matte. So what are you thinking? Like eggshell, matte. I don't know. This one's tough actually. Alternative, classic. Oh, are these like different types of rock? Garage rock. Alternative rock, classic rock. Would it be river rock? Pearl Jam. Yeah, no, I know. Arena. Yeah. Okay. Best elite. Here's my problem with doing it this way. I don't think it's gloss. I think it's gonna be pearl like this, but I can't figure out which of these go together yet. So I'm trying to piece it together by figuring out a different category first. That makes sense. Kind of hitting a decent candle to the downside here. Inverse that 30-second down. Is there a 5-minute? 3, 2, no. No gaps besides this 1 minute here. What's the last type of paint? I knew it. I wasted a guess. The cream of the crop, the best, the select, the elite. Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. Purple. Kinds of beds: flower bed, bed of nails, bed of oysters, riverbed. Okay. Yeah, I think we just chop until 3 now. I'll just chill here. Sammy, whenever you say like something's the cream, it's like the cream of the crop is what I think of. The best of the crop. Creme de la creme. Cream of the cream. Well, that's crazy. Vert, I'll just keep taking the same setups. I've just been doing really well recently, so thought about upping my risk. I haven't taken a loss in I think the last 7 days I've traded. Nah, Don, I don't have that. Nice, Evie. I hear you, Vert. I just have a different threshold than you. That's all. And I'll continue to adjust my sizing. It won't be $500 for every trade. It'll just be for the ones that I deem as A plus, right? I'm still gonna size down and take smaller trades and stuff that I like have hunches for and that kind of thing. Like that long last week was, not a full size play. It was I think 3 micros, but why don't y'all just 1% of the account size? I based it off of drawdown, so not like 50K or whatever. So off the drawdown, I'll normally risk 10% of the account because that's really what you're basing it off of. You base it off the drawdown, not the actual total account size. You don't have 50K to trade with. You got 2,500, maybe $2,000. I'm kind of moving down here. Should I sell? Yes. If you're asking and you're taking screenshots, the answer is yes. If it's good enough to screenshot, it's good enough to sell. Fahrenheit, I said that. I said it was not going to do too much. If you're asking the question, that means you don't have a trade plan. So you shouldn't be in that trade anyway. You should just cut it. Right, Zevi? I'm not trying to be like rude. You just knew it was going to go up. Yeah, I mean that's fine, but if you don't have a trade plan, then it's just value. DJ, I think it's the best value. So return on investment, right? That's why I do it. If I put $50, $100 into account, and I'm getting a $1,200 payout, that's 12 times my ROI. That means I can blow up 12 fundeds or 12 evals, whatever, if it's MFFU before taking a payout and still be profitable. Why does it matter the drawdown? It doesn't. That's my point. That's what I was saying. So because I want to risk more now. I have a bit of a buffer. That's what I was literally just saying earlier. No, you're good. You're fine. EJ, because it's my system. It's how I got here. It's how I became profitable. So I don't want to change that. Cool. Also, what you have to do is just because it's working right now, just because my system works right now, doesn't mean it's going to work all the time. And so if I pivot and I start to buy bigger accounts and risk more and do all these things, and I change my system, that could change my profitability in the long term, right? It's all risk management is all about profitability over the longest period of time, right? And so the only reason why I'm considering switching now is because I've demonstrated over the course of a year essentially that I'm capable of like maybe risking more, right? And I'll see, through you know the next few months how that affects my trading. But I don't make rash changes in the short term based off short term success, right? I'm not gonna do any of that. And everything that we're talking about here is kind of in the short term. I'm a fairly new trader, right? Three years, that's not anything crazy as far as futures go, right? And obviously I've been trading longer than that, with options and whatever, and I've been paying attention to that stuff, but it hasn't been that crazy long. So I'm just trying to, focus on the longevity of it and not so much the flashy numbers that are gonna, make me do well on social media or whatever. That's not my concern. Um, what's my risk management system? So I've talked about it in the past, but I segment my accounts, right? So I'm not risking all of my accounts at the same time when I trade, and that's done on purpose so that if something were to happen, technical problem or I have a bad day or bad psychology or whatever, all of my accounts aren't affected. And then I usually will risk 10% of the account, and I'm basing that risk off of the Kelly criterion, which is it's usually used by like people that count cards or play poker or whatever. They use it for their bankroll, but you can apply it to prop firms with drawdown as well. It's just a calculation for given your profitability, your chance of winning, uh, how much you should risk given your um, bankroll. And so I risk half Kelly. Have I used FTMO or Funded Next? No, I haven't, but I've used Funding Ticks. I don't think those are the same. I've heard good things about Funding Next, though. Funded Next. FTMO, I've heard bad things about, but that's because it's a Forex firm. Most Forex firms just aren't trustworthy, I found, except for Funding Ticks. Yeah, CFD firm, exactly. 30-second long. There's a 30-second long. I mean, this just seems like the worst PA ever, but yeah, it's there. Essentially, what I need for a setup at this point is a full-on pullback to the lunch lows, and then a from there maybe. But I doubt that happens. Maybe we get a 3 o'clock pullback to put in the wick on the daily. How long have I been trading full time? I've been trading full time since March of 23. By the way, this will be my last stream of the week today. Dodgy will stream tomorrow. And then Friday will be off. And then going into next week, it will be business as usual. And I will be back from Austin. And then I told you guys that when I get back, I will be making weekly content, and that is still my intention. I will be back to making my AM reviews and doing all that. Let's equal highs. I believe we ran those ES equal highs, right? That we had at lunch or whatever it was. Oh no. No, we left triple equal highs now. So yeah, the idea for taking it long, I guess, would be pull back, run lunch lows, and then get a long back to the triple equal highs for ES. Just take the setup on NQ. Are there any Taylor Swift fans in PM? I listened to that album with my girlfriend. It was so bad. The new one. Dude, I like Taylor Swift. I do. I like some of her old stuff, man. But oh my goodness. It was so bad. I mean, dude, she made Romeo and Juliet, or what's it called? Love song. Also, I feel bad for all of you that were in AM stream this morning with Dodgy. You've taken the losses with him, and then he gets into the outro song and he puts on BB Rexa. What are we doing? All right, here are the Taylor Swift songs I have liked. I got Wildest Dreams liked. I got Exile, Cruel Summer, Lavender Haze, and All Too Well. Dude, those are bangers. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm about to put one of them on. You Belong With Me is a good one. Do the worst one. You guys just don't get it. Okay. Morgan Wallen fanboy. I'm good. I like Zach Bryan more. There's this one song, I think that I have liked by Morgan Wallen. Oh no, I don't have it. Dude, I like Son to Me by Zach Bryan. You need reliable outros? Yeah, I don't think so. What's that one song where it's like, um, something about a scratch off ticket, bought two 12 packs and a tank of gas with it? Luke Combs, yeah, yeah, yeah. What song is that by Luke Combs? That's a good one. Yeah, when it rains, it pours, dude. That's a good song. Oh, when it rains, pours. It's okay. When I cover for Ryan, I'm gonna put on some outro song. Play like no hell no. Let me think. There was there was a song that I just heard in this movie that I wanted to play. Oh wait, no, I got it. I got it. The first song that I'm gonna play when I cover for Ryan is gonna be "Baby Come Back" by Player. I heard that song driving around at night, dude. That was a vibe. Loser by back. I'm hoping we get like a break even trade that day, and I'll just play that song. Project X is better, dude. When Project X first came out, I had so many issues with it on Top Step. Is it better now? Oh, I don't have Spotify installed. Sucks. So I guess when we broke this 1 minute, we pivoted, right? I feel like order flow might have shifted on the lower time frame there because this pullback is just to come back and tap this 30 second and respect it. I think ultimately though we're not really bearish yet structure wise because we haven't made a lower low yet. But yeah, I guess we could see maybe a play come out of PM low being swept to target the equal highs on ES here or something like that. What do I know about Fountains DC? Nothing. I know there could be lots of factors, but what if you had to guess that the main issue when someone is super profitable backtesting but pretty break even trading? Um, Probably just not being patient. In backtesting, the main difference between backtesting and forward testing is patience. So because you're not waiting, or because you get worn down from sitting in front of the charts, you kind of lose your edge. You maybe make a mistake or something, and so that doesn't really happen when you're backtesting because you can pick and choose, exactly what you want to do, skip to New York Open, all these other things, right? The actual effects of time don't play any impact on backtesting. Just because ES has swept lunch lows, that doesn't necessarily mean that I am looking long yet. The only way that I'll look long here is probably if we start to see a pivot. Now, if we were to form this 5-minute gap on ES and get this inverse, that could be a play. Let's take it on ES. 2.5 point stop. 4.5 point take profit. Oof. So wait a minute. How much money would that be? ES is what, $12.50 a tick? So this is $2.25. Because we got equal highs. ES high is not equal to NQ equal highs? Correct. However, these equal highs are always going to be significant regardless of the indice. Where we have like one session swing high and then another session swing high that form equal highs, and then obviously triple equal highs. It's actually 3 session swing highs. Okay, so these are very, very good draws on liquidity, even though they're ES. Because everyone that went short ES prior to this morning has stop losses there. Maybe they haven't been swept. Same thing here. Everyone that went short at lunch stops here. Everyone that went short PM stops here. Dude, I am sick of these PMs where we just do nothing. Gold seems opposite of NQ. Oh yeah, how'd that 5-minute inverse play work out? Oh, it failed. That's tough. If I was looking for a long here, I'd wait for probably these lows to be swept. Seems like we're generating structure right now. I think one thing that a lot of you may struggle with is you focus too much on the lower time frame, you know, inverses and structure, and don't pay enough attention to the higher time frame structure. We see this 5 in an inverse here, and we sweep a bunch lows. We get a decent long of what I'm assuming here is a gap on the lower time frame. However, if we look at higher time frame here, does this seem like anything other than just like accumulation? So to me, this doesn't seem like a breakout that wants to move higher. This just seems like price chopping, waiting for it to do something again, right? Or we get something like this, right? It's like trying to long here. You don't really know when that breakout's going to come. You're just kind of gambling it. If you wait for something like this, for example, we get this big move down, we run this LRLR out, and then we get the long. This is what you're looking for, right? Same thing kind of here. See, this one takes a while to work out because of the kill zone, but this is what you'd be looking for, is these manipulation legs that come, these stop runs that come, and then you look for your long, right? Like here, for example. I like this. Come down, we run out all these lows. Liquidity here, and then we get a move. You want to wait for external liquidity to be swept. You don't want to try longing here. You don't want to try longing in this mess. You want to wait for this move down. You don't want to be longing in this mess. You want to wait for that move down that runs this low. Take your long. We're right now in that accumulation phase. You're going to wait for a stop run to come down, run AM, run London, then take your. Same thing here. That's what we're essentially waiting for. We're waiting for our stop run after we've accumulated, come down and run lunch lows, and then take a long. That's dream scenario. All of my dream scenarios are going to be based off of stop runs of liquidity. We're just trading the stopper. Trade boy, we have not taken for sure, trade boy. I saw that. Looks like it's starting to respect bearish FEG. 2-minute inverse coming. Yes, it seems like we've pivoted after the sweep of this high here. We're about to get that market structure shift to the downside. It's the longest I've ever hold a trade. Yeah, more than an hour. I've held trades for I think 2.5 hours was long. For sure, Fahrenheit. Yeah, that makes sense. When you place a funded trade through trading for Tradevate funded account, does the fill lag, and how badly? For market orders, it kind of has a delay, but for limit orders, it'll be instant. Yeah, I would say so, Miramar. You would trade through TradingView with limit orders with the fills being on Tradevate? Yes. I would just trade on Tradevate. I prefer trading on Tradevate more. You hate trade evade? The chart ratio is terrible? I got you. Trading view is clunky to trade on for sure. The 931 minute would have been able to take. I think we were leaning bearish at the time because we had the equal lows, so it would have been against my bias. Good 1 minute long. We didn't get the sweep there. But yeah, it seems like ES wants to be bullish here. Let's take a look at ES. Might get that 5 minute inverse I was talking about. So we left equal highs there. I think we're just going to be bullish for 3 o'clock. Waves ATM on trade of 8? No, I don't. I just market order. And then manually set stop losses. I use market for entry, and then I have a hard stop, and I also manually exit. No, Lena, no trades yet. Yeah, I just manually do everything. It's the quickest I found. We'll just dump hard. Okay, so here's your stop run for gold. Just talked about this. If we're looking for a long player, we're going to look for it here. Use trading view risk reward tool to calculate contract size, correct? Yes, correct. 30-second long on GSD. We left equal lows. I'd still be bearish to sell side here. I wouldn't be looking for a long. $25,292 is my next target long for NQ. Yeah, I would just be targeting PM high here. Bullish candle is a birth candle. Yeah, birth candle, opposite of death. Right? Any PM trades? No, no trades yet. We just hit the highs. I was trying to look for a long here, but we just never got it. The 5 minute never inversed. For sure, Don. You think this 1 minute long was good, and why? I don't think so. No, I don't even know what you're talking about. This one close to the tick. I wouldn't have taken this. This just seems like choppy price condition. Looks like we're about to get that 5 minute inverse. If we inverse this, we're going for the triple highs. Would I still take the CS 5 minute? No, I'm not going to take this because the risk reward's bad. But I mean, I have conviction in those highs hitting by 3. think PM is better than London as I can't trade AM and I'm from the UK? I do think PM is better than London most days. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything. I taken a play. London was so fire for shorts. Okay, that's a good short. That's about it. I guess just up there, off London High, or I don't know what we'd be talking about. I'm convinced that equal lows slash high don't matter on ES. I think though these equal highs definitely matter. But struggling with finding the right conditions for entries, do you think I should just stick to one and done type days, no matter a win or a lose? I I mean, if you're struggling with finding good setups and good price conditions, or you think that there's just less setups than normal, then yeah, I think taking one trade um, and being done can be fine. They're significant equal highs. I think they do better. Oh yeah, they're absolutely significant. Oh, Samuk, this one does. This one works this way. Do you need the link for it? Was there a viable setup today? Did I just like completely miss something? That would have been a break even trade for me. Oh yeah, from this morning. I mean this afternoon though. I guess this 5 minute, right? This 5 minute ES long. It's just bad risk reward. Lena, mechanically, yeah. Subjectively, no. We had a conversation about it earlier today. If you'd like to go back and look in the recording, it was pretty much at the start of the stream. Yeah, for this 5 minute, we still could enter. I'm probably not going to take an ES trade, but right here, if you entered right now, it would be 1-1. Now it's better than 1R. But I mean, a trade for 3 points on ES is just not even worth taking. I mean, it's like $150. It's like taking like a, I don't know, 10-point NQ trade. I just want to see these equal highs get hit. Then I'll be off. So I think that's the draw right now. For sure, Don. For sure, Sanook. Yeah, that makes sense. There is a lot of liquidity below, but it's all-time highs, so this is just what happens. That's funny. Dude, my cat sleeps in the weirdest positions ever too, EJ. Got 350 here in 15 minutes. Hold short. Okay, let's see what we're talking about. Wow, that was a banger 5 minute short on gold. Yeah, we could have taken that. That was probably valid. Took it on the 1 minute. Nice. I just don't have enough experience trading gold, so. Yeah, that looks like a great 5 minute short setup for sure. Probably have taken that if I saw that in a link queue. ES does not work the same as NQ. YM does not work the same as NQ. YM does not have SMTs. YM isn't as correlated as NQ. YM doesn't have the same move. Gold is probably the most similar. Yeah, good question. Would I ever trade gold like consistently? Maybe. Especially since we're at all time highs on NQ. But I don't know. Also, like equal highs on ES don't work the same as NQ. I mean, there's so many things that aren't the same. And NQ just works better.
Let's go.
What's going on?
We just promoted the champs one.
I don't know what that means. Congrats.
It's basically like we just got Unreal and Clash of Clans, except it's harder to get in Clash of Clans.
Oh, true.
And only like, I would say only like, I would say only like less than 300 clans in the whole world are in Champs 1, and I just got my clan that Champs 1.
Wow.
So, yeah, when are we playing Fortnite, bro?
When I get back home.
Oh. No.
Yep.
Did I pay to get there? I paid 2 people to join our clan. I just because we needed 2 better guys in the lineup, so I paid 2 guys and they helped. But we didn't like pay to get the champs one. You have to be actually like skilled. Any trades today this PM session?
Nope.
Dude, how do you not catch that 1 minute?
What 1 minute? This one?
The one from like 3. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
How do you not catch the 3 minute?
Okay, we're just baiting.
Bro, look at that shit, dude.
Look at the short on gold.
How do you not catch the 5 minute?
Look at the 5 minute short on gold.
Where? Oh, I see. It looks solid, yeah.
Still
I
playing.
thought the YN store was solid and that fucking got destroyed.
Yeah, that's why I don't trade YN.
Dude, that was such a good setup. I don't know how they lost. So mad.
I think we're gonna hit these triple equal highs on ES here.
Probably.
Open for.
Why is he alive?
Yes, no, I'm not. I haven't taken a trade today.
Why is he alive?
Why? Because we haven't taken a trade. Who paid me to be here? So I'm here.
Did you do the Wordle?
I did. Yeah, we got it in 4.
I got it in. Wait, what was it? Don't tell me. Was it? Was it nylon? Was that the word?
No, that was yesterday's.
I think I got 4. What was the word today?
I have no way.
What? Oh yeah, I got that in 4. Yeah. All right, I'll see you later.
Hey, man. Guys, should I gamble along at 350 to get green? Watch gold instead of ES. Okay. Just watch gold instead of NQ. I have a target there. Looks like this gold trade would have been a break even. Because I would have moved my stop to break even when we hit this low. Seems obvious to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing that was a 5-minute low, but I don't know what's significant of a move for gold, but I feel like a $6 move here is pretty good. I tried a Chinese spot a couple days ago. It was just okay. So I think it was over in Watertown. Bro, I don't even know what constitutes good Chinese food. I've never had like a Chinese like meal that's just blown me away. It's all just like, yeah, it's pretty good. Or that was kind of big. Yeah, American Chinese is pretty much all the same exactly. Like I've had Mexican that's blown me away. I've been like, wow, that was insane. I've had Italian. I've had barbecue. All of those things that's been like crazy. I've never felt that way in Chinese food. You put an FEG at 285 to yes, there's a fair value gap here. Here's 350. No, I'm looking for price to hit the equal highs here. I'm not gonna go to Rhode Island though. I'm looking for ES to hit these equal highs right now. That's what I'm looking for. Almost hit that target. Then what? Then we'll be done for the day because it's 3:50. Well, we got the triple equal highs. Oh, that's what I wanted to see hit. Did anybody take this long? It's kind of my thought. I'm gonna end it here. Sorry for the kind of subpar stream today. Can only do as much as I can with the price action with it, and there's just no setups anywhere here. So, oh well. I will catch all of you Monday of next week. Zoom streams this month. Alrighty, catch y'all later.